Glinda, the good.
But is she actually good?
I could care less what others think.
I couldn't.
What?
Dearest Glinda, you are still the best.
If it's not making a positive difference and you're just making a bunch of noise to prove how great you are, that is virtue signaling.
Only you disprove the theory.
Oh, what a celebration we'll have today.
This change that happens in Glinda comes from bumping up against someone genuine for the very first time. And now that she's in this place of empathy and integrity to actually do some introspection and say, I'm not as good as I think I am.
It's so powerful.
I didn't get in my way. I need to lie down.
Gosh dang it, Ariana. She is a comedic assassin.
Hello, and welcome to Cinema Therapy. I'm Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist who loves movies. This is...
Alan Seawright, a professional filmmaker who needs therapy, and do not look behind the curtain.
No.
I have not cleaned up back there.
Today we're going to be talking about Glinda, or Galinda, into Glinda.
And you can call me Galinda.
That is your name.
Let's not quarrel.
The good witch, but is she actually good? I think she gets there, but she starts off more virtue signally and performative goodness and works her way into actual goodness and decency. So what does that look like for her? What does it look like for us? Hero psychology, let's do it.
Whoa, 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 slow down. Aren't we supposed to talk about her birthday party first?
Oh yeah, okay. At her birthday party, she's trying to wow everybody with magic, and her mother tells her, you don't really need magic, what you need is love and acceptance. And so it all comes down to, how can I get people to like me? Originally it's with magic, but now it's, if I can be good, people, or at least people think I'm good, then people will admire me and I will belong. But it sets her on this path of, how can I make people think that I am good? To the point where even she thinks she's good and she's deluding herself.
The good news is she's played by Ariana Grande, so she's charming as
I've always been green.
Well, I, for one, am so sorry that you have been forced to live with this.
Is that so?
So,
Yes.
look how compassionate I am while I'm insulting this person.
And it is my intention to major in sorcery. So if at some point you wanted to address the problem, perhaps I could help.
She's so good.
She would shine on Twitter.
All right.
Offering to help someone that you don't know with skills that you don't have. I'm sure everyone is duly impressed.
I could care less what others think.
Couldn't.
Thank you.
Yes!
You couldn't care less what
Bang that drum.
Though I doubt that.
This is a personal pet peeve of mine.
Mine too.
You could care less. I could care less about a lot of things. I do care less about a lot of things. It's couldn't. I could not care less. That means I care the minimum amount. If you could care less, you care some.
Yep.
You care more. Could not means there's no. Do you understand how English works?
I love watching people's brains short circuit when they say, I could care less. I'm like, oh, so you care? And they go, no. I'm like, think about what you just said. And they never do. I don't associate with them anymore. So I love the actors they have playing her acolytes and how they just, every time
great.
oh my gosh, can you, because this is
She's
how.
so good.
She's so good. So what is the difference between virtue signaling or performative goodness and actual goodness? We're going to get to this throughout the episode, because if you're trying to hold a light up, if you're trying to inspire people, if you're trying to share good principles, you could be accused of virtue signaling just by putting yourself out there.
We get accused of virtue signaling all the time.
Yeah.
Which is dumb. We have no virtues.
What do you think is the difference?
Between virtue signaling and just being virtuous?
Yeah.
One of them is performative, and one of them is to get something done.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes people are virtuous and it's in public.
Yeah.
And you can be accused of virtue signaling because you're doing it in public. But being virtuous in public is just like, sometimes you have to be in public.
Sometimes people see when you do good.
Oops.
Or sometimes you put it out there because you are deliberately trying to inspire others to follow suit.
Yeah, sometimes it's a good idea to put good into the world publicly. You don't always have to, like, hide it. If it's making a positive difference, it's virtuous.
Yeah.
If it is not making a positive difference and you're just making a bunch of noise to prove how great you are, that is virtue signaling.
Okay.
That is, A, difficult to prove, and B, really easy to find on Blue Sky for some reason.
Ooh, shots fired. I do think that's an excellent point, and probably why this is more virtue signaling is I don't know how much goodness Glinda is inspiring in people's lives to get them to. I think it's just they talk about how good she is, which is the goal. I do love that later Fiyero talks about, oh, Elphaba doesn't care what people think, and Glinda says, of course she does, she just pretends she doesn't.
Yep.
Glinda knows because that's Glinda.
Uh-huh.
Hey, are you trying to save for a new training wand?
Or to build up a fleet of bubble transport machines?
Or a fabulous gown for your next public appearance?
You should check out Chime's high yield, not high yield, savings account.
Plus, you could get a $350 bonus when you click the link in the description to sign up with today's sponsor, Chime.
Chime is the #1 most loved banking app because it just has a nice ring to it.
Oh, I see what you did there. With no monthly fees, no overdraft fees, and no minimum balance fees, it makes sense why millions of people love it.
They have almost as many adoring fans as Glinda does.
Chime's high-yield savings account could help me save for a down payment on a house.
Your savings account can earn up to 3% APY. That is 7 times the national average.
Take that, national savings rate.
And it's super easy to set up. Only took me a few minutes.
And you can set goals in the app for specific things that you're saving for.
Like I did for my house down payment, and now I can really progress toward those goals.
You can also build your credit with Chime Card, which would have really helped me when my credit was absolutely destroyed when I was starting out in the film business and was also kind of dumb.
You can't just wave a magic wand to fix all your finances, but Chime can definitely help you stay on track with your financial goals in 2026. Make your money actually work for you in 2026.
To get up to $350
And start earning up to a 3% APY on your savings.
click the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen, presumably right here somewhere. And even file your taxes for free through Chime.
Check out Chime today.
It is my heart's desire to become a sorceress. Thank you for having faith in me.
Actually, I have no faith in you. This is your roommate's idea, not mine.
I'm confused.
Miss Elphaba has requested that I include you in our sorcery seminar and insisted that I tell you this very night or she would quit.
Elphaba did?
Mm-hmm.
But why?
You're good.
I'm a sorceress, not a mind reader. I have
Why?
no idea why, but I can't risk losing
I've been cruel to her.
So here I am.
Because Elphaba
My personal
is
opinion,
virtuous.
dear,
She's not
she don't
signaling.
have what it takes. I hope he proved me wrong. I doubt you will.
For Glinda, this is her first brush with actual, like you were saying, Elphaba is actually virtuous.
Right.
Elphaba is literally just doing this because it's the right thing to do. And sure, she thought Glinda was being nice and giving her the hat. She doesn't realize that she was setting her up to be mocked. But Elphaba took that olive branch, even though it was a fake olive branch, and extended something even greater. And I think this sets up very nicely what happens on the dance floor. Because when Glinda saw Elphaba as someone to be mocked or pitied or as a rival, she didn't mind. Again, when you dehumanize somebody, you can feel better about doing wrong. And you can feel better about hurting them because, oh, well, they're terrible or they deserve it.
Well, it seems the artichoke is steamed.
Kindness changes hearts. And Elphaba just did something kind for Glinda. And she's got to reckon with that. And that leads to the beautiful dance floor moment that we watch in our original Wicked video. Got us both crying. Makes me cry every time I see it, honestly.
Still does.
Yeah, it's a dynamite scene. But this change that happens in Glinda comes from bumping up against something and someone genuine for the very first time.
Actually, I don't think it was the hat. I think Elphaba's helping because she thinks that Glinda helped her sister. Is that right?
Yeah, right. By pairing her up with Bach. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, and this just speaks to sometimes performative goodness still accomplishes good.
Sometimes you're accidentally good while performing it.
Yeah.
What have you done to me? You witch!
I want to rewind the tape a little bit to Dr. Dillerman repeatedly mispronouncing Galinda's name, and she's put out about it, but he literally can't pronounce it correctly because
Goat mouth.
He's got goat mouth. It's really what it boils down to. And that shows who she really is, or who she really was at the time, is you are mispronouncing my name and my image is everything. So she's put out about it earlier, but then later she sees a window. And we get this weird scene where she starts doing something good just for goodness sake, but she's also halfway back in her old habits.
Yeah.
I mean, poor Dr. Dillamond. It makes one want to take a stand.
She's intimidated by their actual virtue.
Everyone, please.
And insecure about the connection they share because of it. But if she can be deep, then she can be part of that or keep him or whatever.
I am changing my name.
What? Your name?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. His own goat-like way of pronouncifying my name. In solidarity, and in order to express my outrage, I will henceforth be known no longer as Glinda, but simply Glinda.
Clapping!
These two!
Braverism.
The braverism.
Oh my gosh!
Linda, you're wonderful.
Oh, Bach.
Linda.
Did you see what I did?
Did you see what
Did you see? The way she takes the bow and goes way too deep and is a little bit wobbly
Yeah.
is just like... I don't know what the combination is between John Chu and Ariana Grande, but the way they settled on what she's doing with her little physical tics and the hair flips and it's so big.
Yeah.
And so over the top and so perfect that, like, did she show up on set and do that? And Chu was like, whoa.
Yeah, that's a choice, but let's do it.
Or, you know, did she show up and was like, okay, we're going to try some things. And he's like, bigger.
Uh-huh.
Bigger.
She's doing this specifically to impress Fiyero. We know because Fiyero then walks away and she says to Alphabet, like, well, what was the point of that? You know, it didn't even impress him or keep him around. What's going on with him?
There! What is that?
Don't be upset, Glinda.
It's Glinda now! Stupid!
And the issue with performative goodness is it's not all cut and dry. I do think she is starting to be inspired by Elphaba and Fiero's example because we have seen her take steps into doing genuine good for Elphaba and not just thinking of herself.
Yeah.
So it's not all or nothing. She is inspired and taking a stand, and she's trying to inspire others. I do think for the first time she started to actually care about the plight of the animals.
But she's just using the toolkit that she has.
She's using the toolkit that she has, and she's really hoping that taking a stand for something she believes in wins her applause and accolades. Accolades?
I've heard it both ways.
Okay, thanks.
Only from Jono, but I have heard it both ways now.
Damn it! And this is the thing about virtue signaling. It's not always a hollow shell.
Right.
For a lot of people, it is something that they genuinely believe in, but it's also an opportunity to win acceptance and belonging. And I don't think we should judge people too harshly for this. We all want acceptance and belonging.
Yeah.
The issue or the reason it's a struggle is she's not giving it to herself. She's outsourcing acceptance and belonging. She needs it from other people, and then she gets mad when she doesn't get it.
Dude, outsourcing acceptance and belonging?
Uh-huh.
Holy shit. You just diagnosed half of my life and put it in like a bumper sticker.
Yeah, every once in a while. Obviously, we want it from other people. We want community, but it has to start with ourselves. And if we're missing that ingredient, it becomes performative, and we run the risk of it becoming shallow. No one's in on this, but she's looking at everybody cheering for Elphaba, and she's not jealous. She's like, has to like resign herself to it, but she is happy for her friend. She's not jumping in there trying to make the moment about her. She's holding back. And because it's this genuine moment of love for another person instead of showboating, she gets the invite.
Yep.
Oh, wait! Oh, so cute. Oh. Elfie, here. I forgot to give you this. Oh. Bye.
It's real. The music even tells you.
Come with me. What? To meet the wizard.
What are you...
The way she runs.
I wouldn't want to impose.
She just covered the whole train in one edit. Did you see that?
Puzzle me. This is your moment.
Oh, gosh dang it.
Cynthia Erivo like wins my heart in this movie. Ariana Grande is just a murderer, like you say, comedically.
She is a comedic assassin. Like, it's so good.
Very, very popular, like me.
I love character development that doesn't happen all at once. I love it when it's just little bit by little bit.
I love it when you spread it out over 2 movies.
No, you don't. We all know you don't.
No, honestly, I was less upset about it than I thought I would be, because really we get a whole lot of character development for Elphaba in the first one and a whole lot more for Glinda
in the second
one. We get some Glinda. Like, it's not like she moves nowhere. Like, she's definitely making progress.
Right.
Something has been troubling me. About Nessa, that cyclone.
Basically, you control the weather.
I suppose it was just her time.
You're Storm from the X-Men, but you're evil.
Was it? Was it? Or did you do it?
Now, you listen to me, Missy. You may be fooling the rest of Oz, but you're not fooling me. You wanted this from the beginning, God, Linda. And now, you're getting what you wanted. No. So just do what you do best. Smile. Wave. And shut up.
Whew. To your point about Michelle Yeoh,
man,
the way she says Galinda, smile, wave, shut up, be a figurehead. And so here's what I really dig about this. Galinda, now Glinda, her whole life has sought respect, belonging, acceptance, praise, whatever, all based on lies. Pretending she has magic, pretending that she's virtuous, pretending that she cares. And now she's really coming face to face with respect based on lies doesn't matter.
Yeah, doesn't mean anything.
That the only respect that matters, quoting a line from Rocky Balboa, the only respect that matters in this damn world is self-respect. And that only comes, and now I'm going to quote a Kingdom of Heaven.
Oh boy.
Holiness is in right action.
Yeah.
And it doesn't come from sanctimony, it doesn't come from self-righteousness, it comes from you know what's right and you do it. And by the way, when we're talking about outsourcing acceptance and belonging, the surest way to give that to yourself is to act in ways that you are proud of.
Sure.
Is to act in ways that you look in the mirror and you don't have the cognitive dissonance of this is what I believe in, but this is how I act. Right. And then you're constantly trying to like fill in the gaps with excuse making. You stand before yourself and say, I am at least trying to live up to the values that I hold. Right. And this is the first time that she's doing that. This is the woman whose respect she's sought the most. She's never going to get it because they're too diametrically opposed. The woman whose respect she wanted the most is actually someone she doesn't respect anymore. And it all just crumbles.
That change happens in the previous scene. We have the bubble song. Right?
Yeah.
So she's singing about, you know, her beautiful life and her beautiful lies that it's built on. And if you want to watch, Corridor Crew has a great video where they break down all the visual effects of all the mirrors in that scene. They're not really talking about what the mirrors represent, which is her trying to figure out which version of her is the real version. She keeps seeing a mirrored version and is like, is that me or am I me? And it's beautifully done. It is a spectacular visual effects showpiece and it moves the story forward. This is one thing that I really, really appreciate about these movies is the choreography is spectacular to watch, but it also has meaning. It moves character and story forward. And the cinematography is contributing to not just the motion of the scene, but the emotion of the scene.
Yeah. And the choreography as well, yeah.
Yeah. This is a masterpiece in doing that.
Well, and John Chu deserves credit for the adaptation, but the actual dialogue and the music is Winnie Holtzman and Steven Schwartz.
Yeah.
And so the whole
and Dana Fox.
And Dana Fox and the whole concept of time to pop the bubble. People who live in a bubble. It's safe, it's protected from the suffering that is going on outside of them. And they can afford to turn a blind eye to it. And to really engage with that world and make a difference and to gain your self-respect, you gotta pop the bubble and get out of your safe place. I mean, a lot of us who come from a place of privilege, it's easy to stay there and be blind to or turn away from what's going on with people outside of the bubble.
Yep.
And this is where Glinda starts her real hero's journey. Before, it's a personal growth journey, but now it's a hero's journey because she's going to start putting the needs of others before her own.
You're the only friend I ever had.
And I've had so many friends. But only one that mattered. I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if
I'm saying something so we don't get docked. There it is.
Okay, we did it.
but I know I'm who I am today.
Hey, look how great the wardrobe is. I did my job.
I'm who I am today because I knew you.
Like a comet pulled from
Okay,
orbit
these two
as it passes
have the most electric chemistry.
like a stream that meets
And screen
the
chemistry isn't always romantic, you know, but like
often isn't.
through the woods.
but you really feel
Who can say if
the
I've been
sheer emotion
changed
and the sheer
better?
heartbreak and joy that they experience together and through each other. The little nose wrinkle.
I have been changed for good.
And then we'll cover more of that song in our Elphaba episode.
Yep.
Which you can watch right here. You mentioned Elphaba is virtuous. And Elphaba's always been virtuous. Elphaba's always been good. You know, what Elphaba needed from Glinda was belonging and confidence.
And maybe a PR person.
And maybe a PR person, absolutely. But this whole arc that we're seeing in Glinda where she becomes, arguably, hot take, the hero of the story.
Oh, I don't even know if that's a hot take. Like, the second film, by the entire second half, is Glinda taking charge and, like, running the show and actually doing the work of improving Oz.
Yeah.
Elphaba kind of bails.
I wouldn't phrase it so harshly. She deserves to bail.
Absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
she earned it.
Yeah, she earned it.
She
She
earned
and
a happy
Fiyero,
retirement.
and it's not like if she stayed, it was going to go well for her.
No. Elphaba did the best thing that she could for Elphaba, and honestly, the best thing that she could for Oz. But Glinda's the one who kind of has to stay and do the work at this point.
And Elphaba acknowledges that. She says, you can do what I never could. And sadly, it's because of the prejudice of the people. If it was up to just like sheer character and integrity, Elphaba could have been it. But the people were too prejudiced and biased. They needed a figurehead who fit their ideal. And Elphaba is essentially saying, okay, that sucks and that's wrong, but it is the reality, so you got it, use it. Use it for good. And Glinda does, and that's awesome.
So Elphaba was yours all along.
Goldblum's perfectly cast as well.
Goldblum is perfectly cast every time he's cast, though. That's the magic of Goldblum.
My lord. What have I done?
Also, my entire life, I've aspired to his hair right there.
Great harm.
I'm almost nailing it.
Yeah,
Why you will be leaving us.
you've done great harm. You're leaving Oz today. Tell him.
Did you hear what I said?
Ooh.
And what will I tell people?
Make something up. You're good at that.
Oh, she learned from Michelle Yeoh.
You notice that the voice that she's been using the whole movie has been dropped and she's gone down an octave?
Yeah.
You know? She's not up here. She's down here. You know?
That's how you know she's serious.
Well, also, but she's no longer performing.
Right.
Because I think her higher up voice was a performance voice.
Yeah.
And now she's finally in this place of authority, because this is the person she looked up to the most, even more than Morrible, is the wizard.
Right.
And now she sees him for the groveling, sniveling, conniving little man he is, as is anybody who puts acceptance before integrity.
Right.
And when she has this confidence that comes from, I'm going to do the right thing, it kind of puts everyone in their place of who they really are. When she's pursuing acceptance, these people have power, these people have prestige, these people have authority, so she'll do whatever it takes to impress them and to win their approval. But these people are not good people.
Right.
And now that she's in this place of power and integrity and empathy, it's easier for her to say, hold on, why did I ever care? And I see this in therapy sometimes when people are working through, if they had abusive parents, for example, and that they've always been pursuing this love and acceptance from their parents, but then they give it to themselves. And suddenly it's like, oh, I mean, I get why I cared. I was a child. They're my parents. It's the natural order of things to care what your parents think. But
why did I keep caring?
Why did I keep caring?
Yeah.
Why am I still pursuing acceptance from this person who I now see as someone to be pitied and someone who's kind of pathetic?
Yeah.
And the hits just keep on coming.
Glinda, dear, can you not find it in your heart to forgive me? As Oz is my witness. I can see now how truly good you are.
Actually, I'm not. Not yet.
Oh, I love
But just
that.
think, madam. We have so many cages, and all recently vacated. You'll have your pick. Although, I can't imagine you'll hold up very well. I mean, my personal opinion is you do not have what it takes. I hope you prove me wrong. I doubt you will.
The poetic justice. I love that she adopts the sugary sweet voice again for just a minute, you know?
Yeah.
But it's a whole different type of performance.
It's so good.
Now she's just kind of relishing, this is who you thought I was, and here's who I am.
Mm-hmm. Here's what it means to actually be good, and also a little snarky.
She says, you're so good, and I love that she says, not yet. Just the recognition, the self-awareness. Glinda has not been self-aware for much of her history.
Right.
And to actually do some introspection and say, I'm not as good as I think I am. It's a hard pill to swallow when you've tried to be a good person and then you realize a lot of my goodness is for acceptance. I speak from experience on this. My whole life I've tried to be a good person, and I realized half a decade ago just how much of that was not fully performative. Like I say, it was genuine. I wanted to do good in the world.
But you also wanted to get caught doing good.
I wanted to get caught doing good, and I wanted people to see it. And the reason is because I was outsourcing acceptance and belonging instead of giving it to myself. And once I started really giving it to myself, I could do good without thought of the outcome, whether anyone saw it, whether I get kudos or accolades for it, or whether it's just me in the mirror being content with myself for really the first time. It's been a really big 5 years of growth for me, and 5 or 6 years at this point. I can honestly say the difference I feel in my overall happiness and well-being is enormous by walking a similar path that Glinda walked. So follow the yellow brick road.
She didn't, though.
I know. I thought it tied it together better than it did. Until next time.
So until next time.
You know, I think you're the only friend I've ever had.
And I've had so many.
And watch movies.
We want to thank people who support our show over on our Patreon. They get extended director's cuts, lots of other stuff. They're ad-free, and they come out before here. They're people with names like these names.
Stacey Kirkpatrick.
Tess McBoots.
Wace Grey Blue.
Magdalena Jerpik.
And Linda GB. Thank you, patrons.